everybody. It's a Wednesday. It's Wednesday, February 11th, and it's time now for Supernatural News and Parashare. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. And with that, I would need a co-hostess for today's program. And so I reach my grubby little mitt. See, this is my grubby little mitts. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers here. It looks just like the state of Michigan. So I think that's where we'll go to get our co-hostess today. She is our Duchess of Death. She is our Mistress of the Macabre. She is our Princess of the Paranormal. She's our Supernatural Soul Sister. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Miss Mallie Fox. Hi, Mallie. How you doing?
Hello. I'm good. I like that, Soul Sister.
Well, you know, I tried to put a little spin on it today.
Yeah, giving me some style.
There you go. A little bit of style. How are things?
Things are good. Thank you. How about you?
Pretty good. Did you enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday?
I did. I enjoyed the food more.
Oh,
but
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. We had a spread from Portillo's.
Ooh.
Yeah. We did it up a little bit. So we had ourselves some Italian beef, some hot dogs, some Chicago dogs. Yeah. You know the little package they put together, you get chicken tenders with it.
Okay.
But they were a little too crispy. You know how sometimes they put a little bit too much coating on it?
Yep.
Yeah, they kind of did that. But there were cheese fries with it too. So the cheese fries were good. Yeah. But it was good. It was a good package. Yeah. And their chopped salad. Oh my God, their chopped salad is so good. I don't know if people in Chicago try to overload their hearts, if this is a thing now. But their chopped salad has everything but the kitchen sink in it. It's got pasta, it's got bacon, it's got chicken, things that shouldn't be in salad.
Okay.
But it's good. I like it. There are things in that salad that shouldn't be in there, but it's good.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Do you have anything unusual?
Well, you know what? I did, because it was a quiet Super Bowl for me. I did Taco Bell.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't do the big spread this time, so it was just Taco Bell.
You know what I saw that they have? Did you try this at the Taco Bell? Did you try the salted caramel churros?
Churros, yes. Delish.
Were they good?
Yeah, they're very good. And you know what they brought back?
What's that?
The taco salads, but they're mini size.
Really?
Yes, because they got rid of them for a while.
Yeah, they did. Really? I'm kind of anxious to want to try those. The salted caramel churros. Yeah.
They're very good. But you have to eat them right away, because they get cold fast and then they're nasty.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So eat those first. Eat dessert first is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. But they're really good.
Okay. All right. Good advice. All right.
Yeah.
We have our first review today.
Yes. Mini churros.
Mini churros. All right.
Yes, because I got it mixed up with the Del Taco?
Yeah.
I think it's Del Taco, because they have the, I think they've got the donuts stuffed with the cream cheese.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that Taco Bell had those, so I was going for a dessert, and I got my desserts mixed up.
Oh.
Yeah.
But what a dessert to get mixed up.
I know. Yeah. I love cream cheese, so.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, anything that squirts in the mouth.
You
no, wait, that didn't come out right.
Yeah, that's what she said. What?
Yikes. But you know what I mean? Like those, the desserts that have the insert stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gooey stuff.
You know what I got recently?
What?
When I had Pizza Hut last week, because I just, I wanted to try. You know what it was? I saw one too many commercials with Tom Brady getting tackled, so I needed to try Pizza Hut again. So I decided to get Pizza Hut just because it kind of hit me. I was like, okay, I'm going to just splurge. I'm going to get Pizza Hut. And so as I went to get my little pizza deal, they had they sell the little mini Cinnabons now at Pizza Hut.
Yep.
I had to do it. Cinnabon is one of those once a year things for me where I got to try it, right?
Yep.
And I realize now why I only do it once a year. The first one tastes divine. The second one is a little too slimy. And then you're like, now I figure out why I only do it once a year. Yeah. There's just something about the consistency of them.
Yeah.
The overwhelming sweetness is like, oh, that's so good. And then the second one, you're like, oh, it's got the slimy. And then you realize where the sliminess is coming from, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm good. There's too much egg wash in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever want to make a dupe for Cinnabons, when you take the cans for the cinnamon buns, the Pillsbury.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, when you lay them out, you fill up the dish like halfway with heavy whipping cream.
Okay.
So then it soaks it, it absorbs it, and then you cook it for like a half an hour. I think like at 350. I can't remember. It's been a while since I made them. So then they become like heavy.
Oh.
Yep.
That's how you do it, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how you make them.
Yep.
Really?
So, but about a half an hour, so it absorbs it all, and then you just make more frosting, more cream cheese frosting. But yeah, they're really good. But you can only have like one or two,
Yeah,
because they become huge.
Yeah.
But that's the dupe way of doing it.
Okay. See, hack number 2 today.
Yep. And just to make sure though, just Google like the TikTok Cinnabon dupe.
Okay.
So yeah, because it was popular for a while. So I made them for the kids one time and they loved them.
Nice. All right. Maybe I'll do that at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I enjoy it. Like I said, about once or twice a year, I get the taste for Cinnabon. And I don't mind like the mini version from Pizza Hut, because one or two of them good. I don't need them. I don't need them again. Right. But it's, ever since and it's no secret. I've told people I've been on Manjaro for my diabetes and my heart issues. Right. So, ever since I've been on it, I really don't eat that much anymore.
Right.
So it didn't make much sense for me to go to Pizza Hut either, because I go to Pizza Hut and I order a small pizza and I have 1 or 2 pieces and I'm good.
Yeah.
So I just need the little taste of it, and I go, that's pretty good. I don't need any more. I end up throwing out more than I eat. But yeah, I there's just something about the consistency of Cinnabon to me that just kind of, I know they use a little bit of what tastes like egg wash. It's a little slimy. There's something about Cinnabon that's a little slimy that doesn't appeal to me, but anyways, well, I'll get off that subject, or I'm going to start obsessing like I did yesterday. I got obsessed with bread and jam yesterday. I had to get off that subject too.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Well, you and I always talk about food, though.
Yeah. The food thing comes up, and I get the 1-track mind. I need to.
Yeah. Well, you and me both.
Yeah. So, got a big show today, Mal. On the interstellar news side of things are exploding on the interstellar news side of things. We're not only talking Mars and Jupiter, we're talking more disclosure stuff. I mean, there's and also some leaked U.S. military footage showing a fast-moving UFO over Syria.
Okay.
Lots of stuff going on this week. On that side of things. There was a Bigfoot sighted over California. That happened this week. And if that ain't enough for you, there might actually be some sense thrown in the whole AI thing this week.
Okay.
Like an anti-AI chatbot. Or anti-AI, I shouldn't say chatbot, but an anti-AI application out there that will require you to scan your pupil to prove that you're human. We'll talk about that in our AI segment today.
Oh.
A backlash, if you will.
I did notice the commercials for not only for the new movie coming out, the Spielberg movie.
Yes, disclosure.
During the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But I did notice also AI commercials too.
Yeah.
There's quite a few. So
they're trying to get to you.
Yeah.
They're trying to appeal to you. So, but yeah, Disclosure Day was all over the Super Bowl.
Yes. I even told Derek your idea of it's preparing us for something to come.
Yes, it is. And I was amazed at how many times it aired. Because it's, what is it? What was it? 7 million a shot for, actually,
I don't know how much it was. I'm sure it was a lot.
Let's see. Let me Google it real quick. How much for an ad in the... I'm sure everyone is enamored with in the 2026 Super Bowl game. There we go. 30-second commercial in the 2026 Super Bowl costs approximately $8 million.
Oh.
That ain't cheap. I was going to say I thought it was 7 million because it's been going up about $1 million per year now. With some premium high demand spots reaching as much as $10 million, depending on where it was in the game. So peak price, 10 million, average cost, 8 million. All slots were sold out by September of 2025, according to NBC Universal.
Okay.
So the entire game was sold out.
Gotcha. I always like the Dunkin' Donut commercials.
You know what? Okay, so I found the ads incredibly boring this year, except for the Dunkin' commercial. I thought the Dunkin' commercial was the best one.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, the Disclosure Day and the AI commercials I thought were... Well, I don't know. What did you think of the Disclosure Day ad?
I didn't think anything of it, to be honest.
Did it give anything away to you?
Not really.
No? I think it played things close to the vest too.
Yeah.
As to what we're going to see in the movie. The AI commercials are very mysterious as well. It just kind of tells you there's more to be discovered, right? Just kind of play around with the app. There's more to be discovered, right?
Yeah.
Come on in. The water's warm. Yeah. Sure there is.
But if Duncan would like to go paranormal, we would be more than willing to have, sponsorship, right?
Right. We'll do a trade deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be cash.
Yeah.
You can pay us in donuts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll
donuts and coffee. I love Duncan.
Oh, you tell me.
I've got one couple blocks down the street.
Yeah. I mean, you could even pay us in Keurig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Keurig cups, K-cups. We'll take that too. Yeah.
I remember I know I'm going off track, but for a while though, the only Dunkin' was the one at the airport. So when you and I would come back from a Darkness Radio trip, you would always get like a dozen in that box at the airport. So we'd be on that train.
And I would have a box. I'd start eating before we even got off the train. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I was quite desperate in my Dunkin'.
But that was the only place we could get one.
Yeah.
Get our donuts.
Coffee and donuts before we even got out of the airport. Yeah.
Yep. I remember that though. Yeah. Good memories.
Now there's one right down the street from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
me
times.
Too.
Yeah.
But I remember that though. You'd have that big box.
And funny enough, and we'll get into news here in a second.
Yes,
we're just...
Everyone's like, paranormal, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. News, let's go. Come on, kids.
You guys just yip yap about crap all the time.
There's a cousin of mine over in Friendly, Minnesota, owned the Mr. Donut for the longest time.
Okay.
And that Mr. Donut at one time was a Dunkin' Donuts. But then it flipped it over to Mr. Donut after Dunkin' left the franchise. So, and I know he doesn't have the Mr. Donut anymore, but now over in Fridley, they've got a Krispy Kreme.
Okay.
So there's a new Krispy Kreme franchise over there. And I've been over there only once. I went over there only once. Mainly because it's like $137 for a dozen donuts at Krispy Kreme. It's outrageous for a dozen donuts at Krispy Kreme. you have to sell a kidney to get
Yeah.
a dozen donuts. It's outrageous. $20-some for a dozen donuts.
Yeah, there isn't a Krispy Kreme near me.
No.
No.
I mean, they're good.
Yeah, no, they are, especially when they're right out of the oven. They're nice and warm.
Yeah. But I mean, they put one of those factory looking buildings in and but it's outrageous. Anyways, let's get to our news. Interstellar news today. First headline is UFO disclosure advocate granted access to secretive U.S. bases. That's right, Mal. We now have the government putting their own representatives in to tell us what is going on behind closed doors. Kind of sounds like the wolf in the hen house, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. President Trump has reportedly given permission for U.S. Congressman Eric Burleson to access the facilities so that he can tell us what's going on in places like Area 51. Burleson, who has long called for more transparency and full disclosure of everything the government knows about UFOs and alien life, has revealed that he had requested to be given access to various facilities across the United States, rumored to house evidence of captured alien technology. The White House has told the DOD to make it happen, he said. The extent to which they've been involved is literally just saying to the Department of Defense that we're backing his request. Do what you can to make it happen. A member of the Congressional Oversight Committee on UAPs, Burleson maintains that Trump has been fully briefed on the subject and knows all about the country's secret UFO programs. Some of the bases thought to hold such evidence include the Nevada Test and Training Range, home to Area 51, Naval Air Station Patuxent River in Maryland, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, and the Atlantic Undersea Testing and Evaluation Center, or AUTEC, in the Bahamas. Burleson even claims that there is one facility that holds a UFO so large. How large was it? Well, let me tell you how large it was, that it was necessary to build a special bunker around it to house it and conceal it. It's pretty large. Mm-hmm. He hopes to visit it now that he has been granted permission, but cannot disclose where it is. It's going to involve a lot to make that happen, but that may be the final destination, he said. Whether anything will come of his visits to these facilities, however, remains to be seen. Encouraging? I asked that question of you, Mallie. Is this encouraging or is it a wild goose chase? Because do you think he's going to show up to these places, Burleson, and they're going to do the scramble drill and take them to places of the building that don't have these things?
I think it's a wild goose chase.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I still maintain that there's parts of our government that are going to try and do the shell game with him. Mm-hmm. And say, oh, sure, we'll open up everything to you, and then take them to areas that don't have anything.
Yep.
And say, well, that's all we got. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Be sure to grab one of them Dunkin' Donuts on the way out.
Yeah. And a pen.
And a pen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Souvenir pen.
Yep.
Thanks for stopping by, Representative. We appreciate your courtesy, your loving attention to our base. We'll go to Mars for the next couple of stories. Mars Organics point at the presence of possible biological processes. And interesting stories from Mars. According to new research, organics found on Mars cannot be explained by any known geological processes. The search for life on Mars, and in particular for life that might have once arisen there billions of years ago, remains one of the most tantalizing ventures in all of astrobiology. Last year, NASA's Curiosity rover discovered something particularly intriguing in mudstone at a location on the planet's surface known as Yellowknife Bay. Inside the sample, it found long-chain alkanes, not alkalines, but alkanes, a potential indicator of biological life, but also something that could have been produced through geological processes. Now, though, a new study has highlighted the fact that While the presence of these molecules would not only be enough to indicate biological life, the sheer number of them present in the sample actually seems to rule out any currently known non-biological explanations. Such a high concentration of large organic molecules in Martian sedimentary rocks cannot be readily explained by the accretion of organics from carbon-rich interplanetary dust particles and meteorites, or by the deposition of hypothetical haze-derived organics from an ancient Martian atmosphere, the study authors wrote. On Earth, long-chain alkanes, such as an abundance, or in such an abundance, are known to be produced through biological processes. So either the Mars samples were produced by life as well, or there was a geological process responsible that scientists currently don't understand. Either way, it's an intriguing find. So either there's life up there, Mallie, that's running around producing these alkanes on the rocks up there, or something's happening on the planet that's moving these rocks around that's producing these alkanes. Like some sort of winds that are moving the rocks around and producing them. But it's a process that scientists don't quite get yet. So we'll find out, because eventually we got to send somebody up there to die. I mean,
that's so positive.
Yeah, we'll put it in a cheery way, because they're going to run into a pit monster, or they're going to run into or
someone's going to lose it drawing straws.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, someone's going to lose it drawing straws. So,
yeah,
there you go. I'm just trying to make it cheery or exciting, one or the other. Yeah. Speaking of Mars, the next-gen magnetoplasma rocket could get humans to Mars in 30 days. That's it. So 30 days to death is what they're calling it, I believe. Yep. Again, I'm just trying to make it exciting for everybody out there. Yep. The development of a whole new type of rocket engine could help to open up the solar system for exploration. Boasting greater efficiency and speed than conventional chemical rockets, plasma engines could one day make it possible for spacecraft to reach Mars within a matter of days rather than months or years. Imagine being strapped to a plasma rocket of death. That'll be fun. Plasma engines work by ionizing a propellant gas and accelerating the resulting charged particles by using electric or magnetic fields to produce thrust. Both NASA and the Russian Space Agency have been working on developing this technology in recent years, with their efforts boasting potential travel times of 45 to 30 days to Mars, respectively. NASA's versions include the Pulse Plasma rocket via NASA Innovative Advanced Concepts and the Variable Specific Impulse Magnetoplasma rocket via the Texas-based Ad Astra Rocket Company. Russia, meanwhile, is working on the Magnetoplasma Accelerator in Moscow, which, according to reports, could be ready for testing by as early as 2030. Elsewhere, China is also trying to get in on the action with the Xi'an Aerospace Propulsion Institute, developing what it calls a high-thrust magnetic plasma thruster. Isn't that an oxymoron? High-thrust magnetic plasma thruster? Because it's already thrusting, so why would you need a thruster?
It's almost like a tongue twister.
Yeah, thrust. I see now.
How many thrusts do you need for a thruster?
Yeah, high thrust. Now, see, I had it down before you said it was a tongue twister. A high thrust thruster. Yeah, high thrust thruster. God damn it. High thrust thruster. Right.
Yes. How many thrusts do you need?
How many thrusts before it becomes thrush? I don't know. In fact, it seems as though the development of the plasma engine has itself initiated a kind of 21st century space race of sorts, with at least 3 major competitors battling it out. Which country will ultimately manage to build a working plasma engine first? Well, that remains to be seen. Although, which one builds the one that has more than one thrust to it, we'll find that out as well.
Okay.
That's right. The first 1 to 4 thrusts, well, they win. That's what I say.
Gotcha.
We go from Mars to Venus in this one. What's that book? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Subterranean caverns were discovered beneath the surface of Venus this past week. Scientists have found evidence of a subterranean labyrinth of tunnels hidden beneath the planet's surface. With surface temperatures exceeding 860 degrees and crushing atmospheric pressures that are more than 100 times those found on our own planet, the conditions on Venus are undeniably hellish, that according to this article. But while the chances of finding life on its surface are slim, scientists have now uncovered a possible new place where some of the hardiest organisms might survive by analyzing radar images captured by the SAR instrument aboard NASA's orbiting Magellan spacecraft. Researchers from the University of Trento wasn't Trento the Lone Ranger's sidekick?
No. What was it?
It was Tonto. I'm just joking.
I was thinking Pinto.
No.
And I was like, that's not it.
They were able to discover a subterranean cavern beneath the surface of Venus, most likely a dormant lava tube. The find not only provides further evidence of how volcanism has shaped Venus, but also offers a potential new place for study and exploration, a hidden subterranean world that nobody has ever seen before. Our knowledge of Venus is still limited, and until now, we have never had the opportunity to directly observe processes occurring beneath the surface of Earth's twin planet, said research coordinator Lorenzo Bruzzoni. The identification of volcanic cavity is therefore of particular importance, as it allows us to validate theories that for many years have only hypothesized their existence. The discovery contributes to a deeper understanding of the processes that have shaped Venus's evolution and opens new perspectives for the study of the planet. So we get a look at Venus without having to get scalded, evidently.
Nice.
That's kind of fun. That's something fun. There's a new article out there that's asking what the purpose of NASA's proposed lunar space station might be. Known as Gateway, the ambitious orbiting lunar space station has recently come under some legislative fire. The Lunar Gateway is planned space station. It is a planned space station that will orbit the moon, and it's part of NASA's led Artemis program. Artemis aims to return humans to the moon, establishing a sustainable presence there for scientific and commercial purposes, and eventually reach Mars. However, the modular space station now faces delays, cost concerns, and potential U.S. funding cuts. This raises a fundamental question. An orbiting space station necessary to achieve lunar objectives, including scientific ones? Well, that's the idea. The president's proposed 2026 budget for NASA sought to cancel Gateway. Ultimately, pushback from within the Senate led to continued funding for the lunar outpost, but debate continues among policymakers as to its value and necessity within the Artemis program. Canceling Gateway would also raise deeper questions about the future of U.S. commitment to international cooperation within Artemis. It would therefore risk eroding U.S. influence over global partnerships that would define the future of deep space exploration. Let me take a sip here because I think I'm fumbling. There we go. Gateway was designed to support these ambitions by acting as a staging point for crewed and robotic missions. Not crude as in lewd and crude, but crude as in manned crewed. I should.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's different spellings here. Crude as in CREWED, crude. Crewed and robotic missions, although robots can be pretty crude, I'm not going to lie. Such as lunar rovers, and as a platform for scientific research and as a testbed for technologies crucial to landing humans on Mars. It is a multinational endeavor. NASA is joined by 4 international partners: the Canadian Space Agency, the European Space Agency, or ESA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, and the United Arab Emirates Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center. I bet you didn't know he had his own space center.
I had no clue.
Well, now he does. Most components contributed by these partners have already been produced and delivered to the U.S. for integration and testing. But the product has been beset by rising costs and persistent debates over its value. If canceled, the U.S. abandonment of the most multinational component of the Artemis program at a time when trust in such alliances is under unprecedented strain could be far-reaching. It will be assembled module by module with each partner contributing components and with the possibility of additional partners joining over time. So it sounds like it's kind of in a little bit of a fragile state. And we kind of need to do our part.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit more to the article. I tell you what, I'm going to post the rest of this article in the description of the program so you can check into it more if you'd like. The gist of the rest of the program, or the article, is that if the Gateway program no longer makes technical or operational sense for the U.S., its benefits could still be achieved through another project. So it could go on if it doesn't go on in its current form. It could be located on the lunar surface, integrated into a Mars mission, or it could take an entirely new form, according to the article. But if the U.S. dismisses Gateway's value as a long-term outpost without ensuring its broader benefits are preserved, it risks missing an opportunity that will shape its long-term influence in international trust, leadership, and the future shape of space cooperation. So, but I'll post the rest of it so you can get more of the details if you're interested in the description of this program, so you can get more in depth with it if you wish. All right, our next story has to do with new leaked U.S. military footage showing a fast-moving UFO over Syria. Now, I've got a picture here, Mal, which will make you go, well, that could be anything, right?
Okay, yeah.
That's pretty much just a big blip on a screen, right? Mm-hmm. Which it's a dot. It's a blip. It's a dot.
Yeah.
The intriguing new footage was recently revealed by investigative journalists Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp. According to Corbell, the clip, which was recently filmed or reportedly filmed by an MQ-9 Reaper drone, was recorded back in 2021 over Syria near the border with Jordan. The object, which was visible for over a minute, was recorded using thermal imaging and, according to Corbell, exhibited instantaneous acceleration as well as abrupt directional changes, which is what makes it fascinating. Mm-hmm. Accompanying intelligence documentation also allegedly claims that there was no evidence of any known traditional propulsion system or thermal signature. The origin and nature of the object have been formally described as unknown. Speaking on the Weaponized podcast recently, Corbell and Knapp noted that this particular region has become something of a hotbed for sightings of unidentified objects. According to Corbell, in one incident, the bridge of a U.S. Navy vessel was suddenly bathed in a light so intense that the commanding officer was unable to see her hand in front of her face. It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
It says here, could the object in the footage be responsible? As things stand, the clip, which is in this article, and I'll post in the description of this program, raises a lot more questions than answers. And it's quite fascinating. So again, check the description of this program for the clip, and you can check it out for yourself and see what it is that you believe about it. We talked just two stories ago about Artemis 2, that the program that's has everything to do with the moon landing, and about the delay in Artemis 2. And the question is here about bringing moon landing conspiracy theories back into focus.
Okay.
As we know, a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, a fair amount of people think that we didn't land on the moon the first time. Mm-hmm. They're now saying that, well, this talk of going back to the moon is just that. It's just conspiracy theory. There's still a large group of people who do not believe that the Apollo moon landings ever actually happened. When the Saturn V rocket carrying Apollo 11 and its crew first took off from the Kennedy Space Center on July 16th of 1969, the whole world watched with bated breath as 3 men took to the heavens on the most daring mission ever undertaken. A mere 4 days later, Neil Armstrong emerged from the lunar lander, descended the ladder on the outside of the spacecraft, and left the first ever footprints in the lunar soil as he uttered the immortal words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Even today, more than 50 years later, Apollo 11 and the subsequent Apollo moon landings remain some of the most celebrated technical achievements in human history. That said, there remain a small minority who continue to argue that those landings never actually took place, and that rather than returning humans to the moon, NASA's upcoming Artemis 3 mission will instead see humans walking on the moon for the first time. So that it's an inaugural trip.
Right. Oh, brother.
When Artemis 2 was delayed earlier this month, it fueled speculation about more cover-ups and the notion that even now, NASA does not have the means with which to send humans to the lunar surface. So they're saying we're making it up as we go along.
Right.
There are even some who believe that the Artemis program will itself be a hoax and that manned lunar exploration is totally beyond humanity's technological capabilities. How do you suppose we get pictures from across the universe?
That's a lot of energy and time to be faking it.
It is, yeah. This raises the question, when the first astronauts emerge onto the lunar surface during the Artemis 3 mission in the not-so-distant future, will it spark a whole new era of moon landing conspiracies? I'm willing to bet it will. I'm gonna say it right now. You're gonna have a whole bunch of people who say it's AI.
Yeah.
And you can't convince those people either way.
Right.
They're going to say it was produced by Spielberg, it's AI, it's Lucasfilm, it's you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to say there's no way they believe it.
Right.
Bring me something back tangible.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
How about we just send them?
Yeah, exactly. Send them. Send somebody, send a layman up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Will people once again refuse to believe that it's real and maintain that the footage is faked? In an era dominated by AI-generated videos, it would be easier than ever to make such a claim. Well, and again, like we just said, somebody is going to say you faked it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to say that. The same people who say flat Earth are going to say we faked the moon landing.
Right.
Yeah. All right. With that, we're going to take our break. When we come back, we do have a Parashare today, by the way.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, we do have a Parashare. We've got Mallie's Bits and Bobs, and we've got an interesting AI story that may be anti-AI.
Okay.
We'll put it
I
that
like
way.
it.
Yeah. And we've got a California Bigfoot story, among others. Our palate cleanser today is literally up our ass. I'll put it that way. It's just one that's completely up our ass.
Okay.
So that's about what I've got for you today. We've got a lot of paranormal odds and ends as well today. So there's interesting stories all the way around today. So that'll do it for today. Supernatural news and Parashare. Lots of good stuff on the way for you today with your buddies Tim and Mallie right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio on a Wednesday, supernatural news and Parashare with your buddies Tim and Mallie. Know what I'm doing, Mel?
What?
Got the last of my happiness in a big old hug. Oh, I said happiness. You know what that means? Oh, yeah. I was trying to hold on to my innocence for as long as possible.
That wasn't very long.
No. That's what she said. Oy vey. Okay. It's time now for our AI news segment. Once again, we have another story here, Mallie, of AI lying to people.
Not surprised.
On a mass scale. First, it's fireworks at New Year's Eve or just fireworks in general. Hey, come out and see the fireworks. Nope. We're lying to you. This time,
Okay.
it's chaos as AI sends tourists to an attraction that doesn't actually exist.
Okay.
A travel booking website ended up in a pickle recently when one of its articles sent people to a non-existent attraction. According to reports, an Australian tourism firm found itself embroiled in controversy earlier this year when it put out an article about idyllic destinations known as the Weldboro Hot Springs. Described as a secluded forest retreat with an authentic connection to nature, the hot springs were depicted in an included photograph and even made it into the site's list of 7 best hot springs Tasmanian experiences for 2026. Oh, how nice. Its reputation as a tranquil haven has made it a favorite among local hiking groups, wellness retreat organizers, and anyone wanting an experience one of the more untouched hot springs that Tasmania has to offer, the description said on the Tasmania Tours website. Keen to visit the hot springs, but with no idea how to actually get there, tourists headed to the general area, then asked local businesses for directions. The trouble was, the hot springs don't actually exist. Yikes.
Yeah.
It turned out that the company had been using an AI to write some of its articles, and the system had hallucinated the entire thing. So it just kind of made up its own hot springs.
Right.
Yeah. The firm's owner explained that they had turned on to AI to help complete with larger companies to provide new articles on a regular basis. Unfortunately, in this particular case, the decision seems to have backfired spectacularly.
Yes.
Yeah. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Okay. Meanwhile, we have another story here that... There we go. Speaking of AI, my button ain't working. Another story here that is a couple weeks old, but was sent to me multiple times. And we're like, Tim, here, read this one. But it scared me so much that I didn't want to read it.
Okay.
But I'm going to now.
Okay.
A gun-toting robot, dubbed the real Terminator, repelled a Russian army on its own for 6 weeks. It happened in the the Russian-Ukrainian war.
Okay.
Yeah. It was quite the story. Actually, it was quite the well-reported story. Ukrainian forces have been using the dev droid TW-12-7, a machine gun-armed unmanned ground vehicle, which held back Russian troops for 6 weeks without being hit. The dev droid TW-12.7, which is an unmanned ground vehicle about the size of a sit-on lawnmower and is equipped with a 50 caliber M2 Browning machine gun, is operated remotely by a soldier up to 15 miles away and can traverse rugged terrain up to 4.3 miles per hour using an AI automatic guidance system or manual control. That's a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Ukrainian 3rd Army Corps deployed the dev droid in multiple positions for a 45-day period during which it repelled Russian advances for 6 weeks using or without sustaining any hits. So they didn't take any hits whatsoever during this period. The vehicle's AI gunner performed the combat role for up to 6 soldiers in an armored car, firing repeatedly at Russian positions. Maintenance and ammunition supply or resupply were carried out every 48 hours by a crew stationed 2 miles from the front line. So they would run up, restock, get out of there. 2 miles. No loss of life. Isn't that something? That's unbelievable. Here's a picture of this thing. Take a look at that. How would you like to run into that in the field?
Wow.
That's unbelievably freakish.
And they said it was the size of a riding lawnmower?
Yeah, size of a riding lawnmower.
Okay.
Yeah. The AI gunner came under daily fire but did not take a single bullet. The unit's leader said the feat marks a new chapter in modern warfare with repeated attacks held back without a soldier being put in harm's way.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah. Scary for the Russians, though.
Well, right.
NC-13 Strike Company Commander Mykola Zinkiewicz said the war currently underway in our country is the first and only modern technological war in history. Machines like these are what will change the course of combat operations. Wow. Okay, who built this thing, first of all?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Ukrainians built this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think did?
If I knew any better, I'd say it was us. Yeah. I think it's U.S. technology. That's a scary thing. That's for sure.
Watch, it's like a high school science club. Like a robots club.
Probably. It was probably some robot club at USC or some high school somewhere, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
All right. And finally, OpenAI is working on a social media network that could require a creepy eye scan. Here's the deal, though. Signing up for the bot-free platform would reportedly require submitting some biometric data. So, in order to say that I'm real and not a bot, you gotta subject to good old-fashioned I'm a human type real data. In other words, biometric, right? Mm-hmm. OpenAI, the company best known for its AI applications like ChatGPT and Sora, is reportedly working on a social media network designed to be free from AI bots. The catch is that users may need to have their irises scanned for access.
Just like the movies.
Yeah. Forbes reported on Wednesday, citing unnamed sources familiar with the project, that the platform is still in very early stages and is being developed by a small team of fewer than 10 people. The goal is to create human-only social platforms that would require users to prove that they're real people. To do that, the team is reportedly considering implementing identity verification through Apple's Face ID or through the Orb, which is an Orwellian eye-scanning device made by a company that was also conveniently founded by OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. The new social media platform seems to be Altman's latest attempt to solve a problem that he himself and his fellow architects of AI helped create. Altman first tried to tackle the bot problem in 2019 when he co-founded Tools for Humanity, which is the company behind the World app, formerly known as WorldCoin. The project aimed to create a global ID and a crypto-based currency that would only be available to verified humans. The project has since evolved into a super app called World that has messaging and payment features, but verification requires humans to get their eyes scanned by the soccer ball-sized Orb device in exchange for a unique digital ID code stored on their phone. In theory, this could help filter out annoying AI bots from gaming, social media platforms, and even financial transactions like concert ticket sales. Boy, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. So far, roughly 17 million people have been verified using Orb, a far cry from the company's stated goal of reaching 1 billion users. Part of that adoption problem is logistical. People have to physically travel to one of the 674 verification locations worldwide to get their eyes scanned. Oh, in the U.S., there are only 32 such locations. Most of them are in Florida. So you have to go to Florida to get your eye scanned.
Does that do damage to your eye, like long term, if you keep getting it scanned?
No, I don't think so. I get my eye scanned every 3 to 6 months by a laser.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It doesn't, as far as I know. It's like a laser grid, and so
Okay.
yeah. But it doesn't. No, it's a passive, not an active.
Gotcha.
More broadly, the idea of getting your eyes scanned by a company founded by one of Silicon Valley's most controversial figures isn't an easy sell to most people. Unsurprisingly, several countries have already temporarily banned or launched investigations into the company's biometric technology, citing concerns around privacy and data security. So, yeah. Don't know that this is going to get off the ground, but we'll see. We'll see. By the way, ChatGPT alone now reaches roughly 700 million weekly users.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of users. And the company's AI video app racked up about 1 million downloads within 5 days of its launch. That's a lot. In comparison, Meta reported in September that its platforms, which include Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, now reach about 3.5 billion daily active users combined. 3.5 billion. Yeah, there's nobody on it.
Not at all.
Not at all. All of which already allow users to generate and share AI-generated content. Ugh. Wow. You think people are on their phones, Mel?
Nope.
Not at all. Not.
Think about how much personal information is floating out there because of how much we're on our phones.
Yeah. And people wonder why their identities are getting leaked and their information is floating around. And there's nothing safe out there. Nothing.
No.
Nothing is
Not at all.
protected. If you think your information is not out there, you're delusional.
Mm-hmm.
It's out there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, kids, it's time now for Mallie's Bits and Bobs.
Bits and bobs.
Bits and Bobs, Bits and Bobs,
Bits and
Bits and
Bobs,
Bobs,
Bits and
Bits and Bobs. We don't have a theme yet, so that's it. I meant to get the theme together this week, and I didn't do
Yeah.
it, but I will next week. I'll have the theme.
I thought that would do.
Yeah.
Just us kind of
Bits and Bobs, Bits and Bobs, Bits and Bobs, Bits and Bobs. Yeah. We'll do it again at the end of the
That's
segment.
good.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, okay. So this past weekend, Super Bowl. And so I've got a story that brings up, okay, was that stadium haunted? So the stadium, which I didn't know the name of the stadium, which is Levi.
Yeah, Levi Stadium. Yep.
Yes. So Levi, okay, first of all, I need my glasses because I'm old.
That's
So I
okay.
should probably put those on, hey?
Hey, I got glasses too. Not a big deal. Actually,
Okay, so-
can I tell you an aside here?
Sure.
As you can see here, my glasses are broken,
Oh, that's right.
right? So I was, a couple weeks ago, I was reading our True Crime Tuesday guest's book, and they fell apart in my lap, right? So I went in last week to go get new glasses. Your boy's getting old. I went from bifocals to trifocals. So I'll try
Get
anything.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There you go. Anyways, continue.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when do your glasses come in?
I think next week.
Did they have your frame that you were looking for?
Actually, it looks almost exactly like these frames, but they're lighter and thinner.
Okay.
And I
Because
got and I got thinner lenses too.
okay, because I know that you were hoping that they still had the frame that you have now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not this exact frame, but it looks like this frame,
Uh-huh.
and they're really sharp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. And
Nice.
it was, you want to, okay. So on a paranormal type tip, right?
Yeah.
It was the first pair of frames I picked up,
Nice.
and they fit perfectly. I put them on and it fit like a glove. They fit even better than
Nice.
these. I mean, I put them on and it was like, they felt so wonderful when I put them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, I have issues real quick. I have bifocals, but when I read, I put my cheaters on because I feel like with my bifocals, I'm always like adjusting my glasses to read.
Yep.
So that I just put my cheaters on when I'm reading, which kind of defeats the purpose.
You might be in line for trifocals.
Shush. Bite your tongue.
I'm that same way because I have to.
Yeah, it's like that sweet spot. You
Right.
know what I mean?
That's and then the eye doctor said that's because there's a little line in between the two lines that you need a medium spot in there in order to read.
Ah.
Trifocals.
Oh, shush. All right. Okay, on with the story. Okay, so Levi Stadium has become a focal point of intriguing narratives, especially regarding its construction and the subsequent events surrounding it. Recently, these discussions have revived the lingering questions about hauntings and their potential influence on athletes, particularly quarterbacks Sam Darnold. During the construction of Levi Stadium, two tragic accidents resulted in fatalities. One victim was Don White, an elevator mechanic who died in 2013, and the other was Ed Irving Lake Jr., a construction worker who lost his life at the age of 60 when he was struck by falling steel bars. Ouch.
Ow.
Yeah, right? To honor these individuals, the San Francisco 49ers have planted 2 trees and installed a plaque near the players' parking lot. This memorial serves as a reminder of the lives lost during the stadium's construction. The connection between Don White and the San Francisco 49ers is profound. His son Jarvis has shared memories of his father's diehard fandom. Notably, during his son's injury, White insisted on waiting until the game concluded before seeking medical attention. It sounds like a diehard fan, though. You gotta wait. Are you bleeding? Are you dying? Okay, we're gonna wait before we go.
All right.
Jarvis expressed the sentiment that his father's spirit might still linger at the stadium, saying, "Every once in a while, I'll go leave some flowers and little notes like, 'Dad, release the curse.'" This notion of a haunting has caught the attention of fans and commentators alike. Could this spectral narrative have an impact on athletes? Sam Darnold infamously remarked about seeing ghosts during a 2019 game against the Patriots when he was with the New York Jets. This statement has overshadowed his career and raised questions about potential influences beyond the physical realm. The discussion has sparked various theories among fans and paranormal enthusiasts. Wes Leslie, founder of the Haunt Ghost Tours in San Francisco, noted that locations tied to tragic events may harbor residual impressions. Leslie explained the concept of poltergeist, suggesting that they could potentially disrupt players with strange sensations and noises. This mixture of tragedy, sports culture, and supernatural speculation brings a unique narrative to Levi Stadium. As the home of the 49ers, the venue has become staged not just for athletic competition, but for stories of lost and lingering spirits. With the history of hauntings now intertwined with the team's legacy, the future performances of players like Darnold might be influenced by more than just their physical skills. Whether or not the stadium is truly haunted, it continues to captivate the imagination of fans and players alike. So there we go. Now, I do know, though, that I'm trying to think who it is, but I remember reading a story once where the opposite team likes to put the other team in a haunted hotel.
The Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. Yeah, to kind of, make the odds better for them.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we have quite a few friends who have investigated the Pfister.
Okay.
And in fact, Beer City Bruiser has stayed in the Pfister many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
now remember, I stayed at the Pfister too because I had the Kool-Aid Man.
That's right, the Kool-Aid Man at the Pfister. Bruiser pranked his tag team partner at the Pfister.
Okay.
Once it was a funny story. He told the story here on the show. Speaking of stadiums that have had deaths in them, U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis had a death in it.
Oh.
While it was under construction. As a matter of fact, it happened on my birthday, 2015. Ooh. August 26, 2015. 35-year-old Jeremy Gruber died, and another was seriously injured on August 26, 2015, while building U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. They fell 50 feet from the roof while installing decking on the north side. Following the incident, OSHA fined subcontractor Burwald Roofing and general contractor Mortensen Construction for safety violations.
Yikes.
So, yes, Virginia, there is more than one stadium out there that has this phenomena, if you want to call it that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yikes. Ugh. I bet stadiums and like bridges.
Yes.
I would think a lot of bridges would be haunted with all the deaths.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Okay, so my next story, I've said it before, my guilty pleasure, Kardashians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love them. Well, Khloe Kardashian more so than the other ones. But so Khloe Kardashian, she now has her own podcast. And she has brought up before ghosts. She's fascinated by ghosts, psychics as well. But she says now that she has no fear and she opens up about death. So Khloe Kardashian has shared her thoughts on death. On the latest episode of her Khloe in Wonderland podcast, she detailed her own perspective on mortality. She said, I have absolutely no fear about death. Like, I know where I'm going. I'm excited to go there, but not in a way where I would hurt myself. I know that can sound really morbid, she added. I just know it's going to be such a beautiful place and I'll be with all my loved ones. Kardashian admitted that there's one thing she's afraid of for when that day comes, leaving my children and my loved ones. That would be it, she said. But the rest, I'm like, I'm good. I'm solid up there. Kardashian previously recalled the death of her father during a November episode of her podcast when she was asked about the most pivotal moment that changed her life. Probably my dad dying, and I think it was the most traumatic, I think, for anyone. But I was 19 and my brother was 16, and for him and I, it was really traumatic, she said. We were together a lot, so I know our experiences together regarding her and her brother Rob. She added, at the time, you don't think anything positive is going to come out of this, but then after that, you realize, okay, it taught us to be responsible and to get a job and to stand on our own 2 feet. We were very reliant on my dad. Khloe continued sharing that when he died, we didn't have that privilege of relying on him, and so it was just really made us strong, good, responsible people. Robert Kardashian Sr. died in 2003 at the age of 59, 2 months after he was diagnosed with cancer. And then she also just recently mentioned that Tristan, her children's father, his mother, who unfortunately is deceased, has been visiting her children as well.
Oh, wow.
The ghost. So,
Wow.
yeah.
It's hard to believe Robert Kardashian's been gone 23 years.
I know. Oh, time goes by fast.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
So, and supposedly his ghost from one of the shows I just watched, one of the episodes, his ghost has visited her son because I guess his nickname for Kris Jenner, I think, was Lovey or something. Mm-hmm. And her son had mentioned that, was calling Kris Jenner lovely, something like that.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Interesting. You know, there was a story I didn't pick this week that had to do with a man who said he had a massive heart attack, and it was supposed to be a near-death experience. It turned out he saw nothing. It was just black.
Ew, I don't like that.
Yeah. And then he came back. He had the near-death experience while playing hockey.
Okay.
But it was kind of the long way around. It was kind of a longer story, but essentially he seemed like he was okay with it, which I don't know how you see nothing and then come back and you're okay with it. It's kind of, but I know what happened to him. I get what happened to him. I don't think it was a near-death experience. He's explaining a near-death experience where he's saying, well, I died and I came back. But I had a similar experience when I had sepsis. And the way it was explained to me is you weren't that close to death. So you didn't have a near-death experience. You were on the precipice, but you didn't cross. You know what I mean? So you got to the point where your body was close to expiring, but you didn't cross. You didn't get to the veil. You were on the edge, but you didn't cross that veil.
Right.
You know? So I think that's what happened with this guy.
Yeah.
You know, you might have, your body was close to expiring. They might have been at the point where they were calling you, but you didn't die.
Well, I hope that's the case, because just the thought of it just being blacked out, you know what I mean? Just nothing there is.
Well, I think you just nailed it. He blacked out, and that's what he saw. He blacked out. Because essentially that's what happened with me with sepsis. You know, I heard the numbers being called out. I heard my blood pressure go down to nothing. I heard my blood sugar go to nothing. And the lights go out, the edges of the room go black. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'm back. And there's this Jamaican nurse with her face in my face telling me I'm not going to die today. Right. And, you know, thank God she was there. But you know, to me, that I knew that I was not close, because if I was close, then I would have probably floated out of my body, or I would have seen myself leave myself. Right. But I wasn't close. So
now, real quick, do you think if you would have had that outer body experience, you know, when a lot of people say that they leave their body, do you think you would have wanted to return to back to your body? You know how like sometimes they have that option, you know. Do you think you would have wanted to return?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm very much like when I woke up on the table 3 times. I'm very much wanting to be here. Okay. I have an indomitable will to want to be here.
Good.
So I think, yeah, I'm the last person who would ever commit suicide.
Well, no, I'm not saying commit suicide.
I know, but I'm just saying that's how strong my will is. Like
gotcha.
I'm that person who wants to live to be, I want to live to be 200-300 years old. I love life that much. So I don't, if I suddenly discovered myself floating above my body and thought I screwed up somehow, I would be fighting to get back into it.
Gotcha.
So it just, so that's why I say I even at that moment when I was slipping away, I think I was fighting to get back in. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So that's why when I read this guy's story, I go, well, of course you didn't make it, you didn't make it to the other side because you didn't die. So, I'm sorry, I interrupted bits and bobs, but go ahead.
No. I'm the one that went off topic. So I was asking if you're going to come back, if you saw your body.
No. I didn't even get to that point. And that's just, there's something to be said, I think, about will. I think that, they say, well, when it's your time, it's your time. True, it is your time, but I think there's also something to be said about human will. If you're not willing to go yet, you're not going anywhere. Right. If you want to be here, you're going to force your body to keep going. It's amazing what's spoken into existence, what's thought into existence will happen. And just, I'll be incredibly candid with all of you right now. I've been telling my mother for the last few months, not to say anything negative. She keeps saying things about my great nephew. Well, I don't know. I won't be around to see that, or I won't be around to see this.
Oh, I would tell her to knock that off. Don't even put that in the universe.
That's what I tell her. Why would you say that? You don't know that. If you say that, then that'll happen. Right. But if you say, if you don't even speak that into existence, it'll never come to pass. Right. Right. Just assume that you're going to be there. You don't know what the future holds. Right. So if you speak in the most positive of terms, and maybe, maybe 10, 15 years ago, I wouldn't have talked like this. And I guess I have Diamond Dallas Page to thank for this, right? But it's just a matter of turning your words more into a more positive spin. It's a matter of saying, rather than saying, well, I won't be, but saying, you never know, right? And just saying, well, I will, instead of I can't, I won't, I should or would, or I will, make it a positive. That's just all there is to it. Yep. But never give up. Just never give up, because you never know what'll happen. Right. Yeah. Right. So there you go. Okay. I'm sorry. Bits and bobs.
Nope. Bits and bobs. Okay. So good news for people that want to get married. This is a positive thing. Unless you want to be single for the rest of your life, but good news for people that want to be married, or renew your wedding vows. Okay. So Disneyland is offering up the Haunted Mansion as a wedding venue now. So when it comes to Disney's main attractions, the Haunted Mansion is up there, and they are about to capitalize on its popularity in a big way. They are going to open up selected areas of the Haunted Mansion now for wedding venue reservations. So here's what we know so far. Beginning in July 2026, Disneyland will allow couples to say I do on the steps leading up to the Haunted Mansion. The weddings will be managed by Disney's Fairy Tale Weddings and Honeymoons. I'm like honeymoons. Honeymoons branch, which operates all on-site weddings and wedding parties. There we go. The wedding package, which you can explore fully on the Disney Parks blog, includes nuptials on the steps of the Haunted Mansion. Apparently, you can't go inside the venue, I guess, because it's probably dark. You know what I mean? So pictures aren't going to look good.
Probably not, no.
Yeah, unless you do night vision.
Yeah. Or use a flash, right.
Or use a flash. Let's see here. So you're going to take your picture. So it will be on the steps outside the mansion with its towering columns and eerily enchanting facade. If you'd rather get married at the nearby Magnolia Park Terrace, that's also available just steps away with slightly different views of the Haunted Mansion. The wedding package includes space for up to 25 guests. The cost ranges between $25,000 to 40,000. It comes with efficient lighting, photography, and transportation to and from an on-site resort. Now, I saw something that also mentioned that, and I don't know if this is for every wedding there, but I saw something that it had to be done before the park opened.
Oh.
So I don't know what time the park opens.
Pretty
but
early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
Yeah. So, but it said it had to be, what I saw, they were mentioning it had to be done before the park opened. So I don't know if that's like 6 o'clock in the morning or what.
Yeah. That's like a 6, 7 a.m. wedding.
Yeah. So me as a guest, I would not be happy with that. But anyway, I digress. Also, if you prefer a wedding at sea, you can now book a wedding ceremony at the Haunted Mansion Parlor on the Disney Destiny cruise ship. It's not quite as over the top, but it's just as perfectly eerie and on theme as a Disney option. Marriages at the Haunted Mansion Parlor are available starting in May 2026. You can visit disneyweddings.com for more information. And hopefully that's not before the room opens up on the ship.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that's not at the crack of dawn either.
Yeah, because if you're celebrating the night before,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like groom's dinner, that would suck.
That would be horrible. Yeah. Although I suppose, a wedding at sunrise isn't too bad, I guess. If you're, it could be romantic. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm not an early riser, but yeah.
I am not either.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're going for the effects, if it's kind of night or if it's dark, because it wouldn't be night, but if it's dark and you've got the mansion behind you, I mean, it could look cool. I mean, I would like it to be inside because that would be really cool, but you know.
Yeah. Unless it's really, really early morning, like 5 in the morning and the sun's still down and then you've got the effect. Right.
Yeah.
Then you're going for what you're going for. But.
Yeah. But if you're a Disney nut, like those, you've got those certain people that wear, that collect all those ears, You know what I'm talking about? Like they have ears for everything and they will fight you for them.
Right.
I
think just the Haunted Mansion alone, just the draw of that, I think is perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think the actual castle would be the draw, not the Haunted Mansion, but getting married near the castle or outside the castle, because that's where my nephew proposed to his wife.
Yeah. But I think you can do that, though. I think you can get married in front of the castle, though, can't you? I thought that they did allow that.
Do they?
Yeah, I thought that you could do that because I thought I've seen photos of people getting married.
You can propose in front of it. I'll tell you, it took some cajoling to even find a photographer, like a park photographer.
Uh-huh.
And it took a little bit of a bribe too, in order to get a park photographer to take pictures.
Yeah. But I think they do allow weddings there, though. I thought with it in the background.
I don't know.
But I don't know about the timing. It would probably be an early morning or maybe late at night as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. But
I'd have to.
I didn't see anybody getting married at Disney World when we were there.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if Disney World does it though, because this is saying Disneyland.
Yeah, it's Disneyland that's doing it.
So
yeah,
I've never been to Disneyland though, just Disney World.
Yeah, Disney World. Yeah, but yeah I mean, it would. It's an intriguing package. It's a little spendy, but it's
25 to 40,000 just for that. I mean,
yeah, and you're only allowed how many guests? It's
25.
25, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's family.
Right.
It's family or close friends. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just immediate family because Derek's side alone is gigantic. Irish Catholic.
Yeah. So you really got to be picky.
So, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You got to, and can you imagine the people you leave out, what they're going to think?
Oh. They'd be pissed.
Yeah. But that's not a cheap wedding.
No, that's why I eloped.
That's right.
I had the big wedding the first time around. Yeah. Look where it got me. So I eloped the second time.
That's right. That's right.
I learned my lesson.
That's right. Do life on a budget.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Did you have one more?
Yeah. Okay. So Valentine's around the corner, right?
Yep.
So we have some Valentine movies to watch. Valentine Day horror movies ranked by fans. Oh. So there are 13 movies, but I'm going to describe 3 of them, and then I'll just kind of give you the names of the other 10 because it'll take forever. If you're tired of the same old rom-coms and looking for something with a little more bite, these Valentine Day horror movies is here to shake up your holiday watch list. These films trade heart-shaped candy for blood mayhem, blending romance and terror in ways that are anything but predictable. From mass maniacs who crash Valentine dances to stories where love literally kills, each pick puts a twisted spin on the holiday of hearts. Whether you're drawn to cult classics like My Bloody Valentine or curious about newer favorites like Heart Eyes, which is really a cute movie. I saw that the other day.
Oh, yeah?
There's something here for every horror fan with a dark sense of humor. Each movie on this list has earned its spot thanks to dedicated viewers who know that Valentine's Day isn't just about flowers and chocolates. It can also be the perfect backdrop for slasher showdowns, supernatural curses, and love gone horribly wrong. So the number 1 movie that they rated was Heart Eyes. And what made this a terribly good Valentine's Day's watch? Heart Eyes doesn't just nod to Valentine's Day. It soaks the holiday in bloody red irony. The film twists classic romance tropes into something much darker, with a killer couple staging their own warped take on love and commitment. Add in a showdown under candlelight, an over-the-top Saint Valentine decapitation, and a proposal that's anything but traditional, and you get a wild mashup of slasher chaos and relationship drama that fits the holiday spirit, just with sharper edges. Now, this film is about a masked maniac with glowing red eyes who returns every Valentine's Day to slaughter unsuspecting couples. When a cynical ad executive and her hopelessly romantic colleague become the next target, they decide to fight back and end the reign of terror. So the second movie is My Bloody Valentine, what makes that good to watch is nothing says romantic holiday quite like a pickaxe wielding killer lurking around a mining town's Valentine dance. Every bouquet and heartfelt shaped card comes with a side of dread, and old wounds and lost loves resurface under the threat of another massacre. The small town secrets and blood-spattered decorations make this slasher a true holiday nightmare, and the film is about friends defy the rules of a legendary murderer and discover he is real when they start celebrating Valentine's Day. And the third movie, the top three is called Audition, and it's about on the surface, Audition sets up like a Lonely Hearts ad gone wrong, but beneath the quiet courtship simmers something far more sinister. What starts out as a search for companionship unravels into pure nightmare, twisting expectations about romance in chilling ways. It's a slow burn that explodes into unforgettable horror, proving that sometimes getting to know someone is the scariest part. And the film is about the disturbing Japanese thriller, follows a man, a widower, who decides to start dating again. Aided by a film producer friend, he uses auditions for a fake production to function as a dating service. When he becomes intrigued by the withdrawn, gorgeous girl, they begin a relationship. However, he begins to realize that she isn't as reserved as she appears to be, leading to gradually increasing tension and a harrowing climax. And then the remaining movies that were recommended, number 4, Crimson Peak, number 5, It Follows, number 6, Lover's Lane, number 7, Warm Bodies, 8 is Possession, number 9 is My Bloody Valentine 3D, number 10 is Gerald's Game, number 11 is Jennifer's Body, number 12, The Love Witch. Number 13 is Bones and All. So those are the movies to watch for Valentine's Day.
Interesting list.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised. Jennifer's Body's a pretty good one. I'm surprised it's that low on that list.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not higher on that list. But
maybe we got some haters of Megan Fox.
That could be. You know, she's a very divisive actress. I found that out. Yeah, that's for sure. But no, it's a good movie, though. Good movie.
Yes.
That's for sure. Well, either way, if you're alone or with a loved one on Valentine's Day, Mallie's just giving you a good list to dig into for Valentine's Day. That's for sure.
And I liked It Follows. That's a good movie, too.
Yeah, that's a very good movie. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, that's Bits and Bobs. We should close it up with the theme. Here we go.
Ready? Bits and Bobs, Bits and Bobs.
Bits and Bobs. There we go. Okay. That reminds me of that skit from Saturday Night Live with, I forget what their names are.
Yes. Are you talking about the guy and the girl that are usually wearing sweaters at the...
Yeah, at the Weekend Update desk?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And we can't sing it either.
Yep.
All right. To follow up on Mallie's Bits and Bobs, this next story has to do with a family who's horrified after finding a painting of their son inside a B&B during their trip.
Ooh.
Now, I'm going to show you this picture here, Mal. Check out the likeness between the two.
Oh, that's creepy.
Isn't that creepy?
Yeah.
Look at how similar.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. I mean, except one's a girl.
Yeah, I mean, one's a girl, right? But the face.
But yes, the face. Very much so, yeah.
Is dead on between the two of these. The two of these youngins. Family staying at a bed and breakfast made a bizarre discovery when they spotted a spooky painting of their son. Like Mallie pointed out, though, the son's the daughter's son, but essentially same face on both of them. The family, who relocated to Sweden from the UK 2 years earlier, were returning from a skiing break and needed a stopover during their long journey home. Mom Jenny Stevenson explained that they stayed at an isolated B&B for the evening, hoping to catch some rest. Of course, now there we go. iPad just decided it wanted to take a little snooze. There we go. It's a little tired. My poor little iPad. The family were preparing to have dinner in the shared dining area when they spotted something amiss. My daughter just went, "Mom, there's a picture of Barney on the wall, not the dinosaur, but her brother.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah. Jenny remembered. When the mother of three examined it more closely, she discovered a portrait of her child bearing an almost exact resemblance to her 7-year-old son. The mom described it as disconcerting, and the family felt thoroughly unnerved. I don't blame them for feeling thoroughly unnerved. Again, my iPad wants to take a little bit of a snooze as I try to scroll. Fortunately, Jenny and her husband... Oh, here we go. The piece entitled Flowers in the Meadow by Swedish artist Carl Larsson shows a young girl who bears a striking similarity to their boy, apart from her lengthy hair in the artwork. The youngster appears wearing a hat while surrounded by blooms. Fortunately, Jenny and her husband weren't overly unsettled by the artwork, and Barney found the entire situation amusing. So there was a little bit of a chuckle there, I guess. The rest of the story, for some reason, doesn't want to populate, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Is that something that would unnerve you, Mallie?
I think it would be kind of cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. Have you ever seen those stories where like the celebrity looks like it's someone from like 100, 200 years ago, or you see like someone now and they're standing next to somebody or a painting in the art museum, and they look very much alike. Yeah, I always find that neat.
Sometimes they make like time travel stories out of it, like like this person time travel, or they're in a painting, or they're in a picture, or something like that. Yeah.
I think there was one that was Nicolas Cage, and he looked like somebody, a black and white photo.
Yeah. There was one too with was it Robert Downey Jr.?
I think so.
Yeah, something to that effect. I actually there's a painting to my right. I'm not going to take it down, but in my studio here that I bought when I was up in Sauk Center, and it was years and years and years ago. In fact, I think it was probably, I want to say it was, gosh, it might have been one of the last times you were up in Sauk Center. I went to remember there was like a secondhand store up there right next to the Palmer.
Yep.
And I went in, and it's a portrait of Jesus, and he's got a little boy. It's like he's presenting this little boy who's next to him. It's a little blonde-haired boy. And it looks almost exactly like me as a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, almost dead on looks like me as a kid. And I went, holy shit. And I was drawn to it, so I picked it up. Yeah, I was just like, I gotta have that. I gotta have that painting. So, and it was only like $20 or $30. So I just thought it was.
Is it still there? That store or the?
Oh, I was gonna say it's on my wall.
Sorry.
Oh, the store. I'm not sure. I didn't go down that way the last time I was up there. But yeah, I was like that. Yeah, so I still have it hanging. Up in the studio.
Because I think that's where I bought, if that's the same place I'm thinking of, it was like an antique store kind of.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I bought my witch doctor's hat that she wrote, missionaries sold it to her, and she wrote down all the information for me. Oh, but yeah, it was like a witch doctor's thing. And she said it got tested by the U of M, and the paint actually had blood in it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Creepy.
Jolie convinced me to buy it.
Oh, really? Look at that.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, she wrote all the information down, like where the missionaries, where they got it, like where it was tested. I mean, all that stuff. And it's like all this hand carved, like these animals and all that stuff. And it's got the holes where the reeds would go down through the thing that, anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I just thought this was an unusual painting. It just, I mean, you hear stuff in the Bible about Jesus and children, but the way, it's just the way he's presenting this child. It's almost like this is my child, but it's weird. It's I've never seen anything like it. It was I was just like blown away.
So you look holy and I have something witchy.
You have something witchy.
We're completely opposite.
Yeah, it's just but it was the most, I don't want to say it was a bizarre store, but it was an interesting store.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of interesting things in that store. It was, I mean, you could walk around that store for hours and just find something you'd never seen before. It was a very interesting store.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's still there.
I'll have to look next time I'm up there.
Yeah.
More to the story, just brief notes here. Jenny, the mother, said, woke up at some point to a terrifying papery noise. Think rifling of pages or a deck of cards. But we all survived, she said. Recounting the incident on X, the mother wrote, just arrived at our secluded rural B&B to find a painting of our youngest child depicted as a small girl. There's absolutely no terrifying precedent for this, so it's probably fine. Fellow social media users offered their own theories. One individual suggested the sound might be the child trying to escape the painting. Just jump off the painting and run.
Right.
Who knows? Another inquired, any witches nearby? Jenny responded, in Sweden, Easter is when all witches fly to the Blue Mountain. I'm going to assume yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Mm-hmm. So, just a side note. Speaking of witches, I just had to throw that in there. Our next story has to do with Bigfoot in California. And even for California, this reported Bigfoot sighting was unusually rare. Witnesses said it was a massive, hairy, loud creature standing about 9 foot tall, and it had nothing to do with Drake May or any of the Patriots that were there this past weekend. Bigfoot sightings are typically associated with remote forests and deep wilderness, not quiet residential streets. But on the night of May 10th, 1982, multiple witnesses in the suburban Orange County city of Buena Park reported seeing something that they couldn't explain, which was a massive, hairy, loud creature estimated to stand about 9 feet tall. First, we hear a noise, then we all look. Raymond Hensley told SF Gate by phone, and then a foul odor came by. Hensley was 16 at the time, hanging out with his 18-year-old brother and friends in the back of his apartment complex when the mysterious creature caught their attention about 30 feet away in a drainage ditch. Hensley initiated the sound that the creature made next, vocalizing a snarling growl into the phone. The manifestation, he recalls, stood upright like a large person. It got bigger as the roar got louder. He believes it had to have been Bigfoot, or, if he must concede, a bear at the very least. It was not human at all, he said. It was scary. It was real. Nobody will make me change my mind with it, he said. Me and 3 other guys really seen it. It smelled. I heard it. I really think it was the real deal. I really believe it to this day, he went on to say. Thinking police wouldn't put much stock in the story, Hensley's brother asked an aunt to call authorities, according to an article in the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner on May 12, 1982. The apartment complex's manager, Frank Missinelli, did too. Missinelli initially didn't believe residents when they started waving him over. He told the paper, but his skepticism faded when he heard a roar like the dinosaurs in the movies and smelled something like hell, worse than a sewer, he said. The hairy creature was gone before he could see it, but after grabbing a flashlight, Missinelli said he saw large tracks. The prints were huge, Missinelli recounted to the Herald-Examiner. Frankly, I was a little scared. I'm 67 years old. What if something that big decided it wanted to come into our apartment? Police were skeptical of the reports, and residents grew angry when it took officers an hour for them to respond, the newspaper reported. So it took police an hour to come by when they said, yeah, there's something huge and it smells and it's near our apartment.
Right.
They should have just come on over instead of asking me my life story, Missinelli said. I told them I was the manager, and they said, we get a lot of crank calls. They should have just had a helicopter get right out there. Sure, they're just going to call a helicopter out for Bigfoot. Right. Then they would have caught it. 6 officers eventually arrived, not finding any footprints or odor. Later, a police spokesperson told the newspaper it's probably somebody's pet. In the days that followed, around 100 area residents waited and watched for the creature's return, dubbing it Buenafoot. That's clever. The mystery became the talk of the town, while frightened residents locked doors and parents kept children indoors. Police said they received hundreds of calls from concerned residents and their families. One caller reported an additional sighting in the canal. Police responded, but once again, nothing was found, which tells you just how good Buena Park police were at that time in 1982. Around the same time, two paranormal investigators, Tom Mazzilla and Dennis Reminer, of a group that was called the Special Forces Investigations, arrived to search for tracks. They even used divining rods in an attempt to locate the creature's whereabouts. Keep in mind, it's 1982 here.
Right.
Mallie. So no K2 meters, no fancy equipment. They just took out a couple of divining rods and went looking for Bigfoot, which I think is the quaintest thing ever. Right. I mean, how else would you find Bigfoot other than nailing a slab of ribs to a tree?
Right.
Which is what I would have done. But
right.
During the investigation, they found what they called a humanoid footprint with 5 big toe marks and about 7 inches across the ball of the foot. Ruminer told United Press International, before we got a good clear look at it, another kid stepped on it and completely obliterated the track. Inside a drainage tunnel about 150 yards away, the two investigators located another unusual print. We discovered a handprint in a mud bank on one side of the tunnel. We saw the first 3 digits of the right hand in a thumbprint, Ruminer said. I put my hand next to the print and I pushed it into the bank in the same manner, and I couldn't push it half as far, and I weigh 170 pounds. So there's something encouraging. They made a plaster cast of it, but its whereabouts are unknown today. So wait a minute, you got a plaster cast of what could be a handprint of a Bigfoot, but you can't find the cast? Must have been important. I'm just being facetious. Police dismissed these claims. They say a few days later, the police held a news conference saying the mystery had been solved. They shared a photo of a reportedly 5'8" bare-chested and unhoused man with shoulder-length hair and a beard, which was taken by another independent paranormal investigator on the street about a half mile away. The police explained that the man must have been mistaken for the creature, but the residents who originally reported the sighting were adamantly opposed to the theory, including Miss Anelli, which was our landlord, who said that, of course, it was Bigfoot. It was no 5'8" smelly man. So that's our story from California.
Gotcha.
Entertained at all?
A little.
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, let's go to Loch Ness, where a Nessie hunting camera is rediscovered in Loch Ness, and it's been undergoing some restoration. The camera has been found quite by accident by a robotic submarine after being missing for over 50 years. Early last year, during trials of a new robotic submarine, humorously dubbed Boaty McBoatface.
That sounds like an insult that a 5-year-old would call you.
It does, yeah. Researchers got an unexpected surprise when the device inadvertently snagged on something beneath the surface of Loch Ness, which is home of Scotland's most famous cryptozoological enigma. It turned out that what the submarine had found was a camera, one of 6 deployed over 55 years ago by the Loch Ness Investigation Bureau in an effort to capture photographs of the Loch Ness Monster. When it was retrieved, the camera had long since stopped working, though some undeveloped film found inside later yielded a few previous unseen images of the loch's murky depths. Now, with the help of BBC TV series The Repair Shop, the camera has been carefully restored and is now in full working condition again for the first time in decades. This camera is a remarkable survivor from a formative period in Loch Ness research, said Loch Ness Project founder Adrian Shine. Professor Roy Mackall's work in the early 1970s represented one of the first serious attempts to apply systematic science and engineering to the mystery of the loch. Being able to trace this camera back to the expedition and now see it restored to working condition is extraordinary. It transforms the camera from a static relic into a living piece of investigative history. Kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. And its name is Bodie McBoatface. Which I think is the most interesting name for a camera ever. Mm-hmm. Bodie McBoatface. Even more interesting is if I told you that underneath a popular hotel in France is a medieval castle.
Ooh, nice.
And it was just unearthed this week.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, an incredible medieval castle was found this past week under a popular hotel in an archaeological breakthrough. Archaeologists have discovered an amazingly well-preserved 640-year-old medieval castle directly underneath a popular hotel in, I believe it's Vannes, France. My French is a little rusty. The Chateau de la Hermine, built by Duke John IV in the 1380s, was found beneath Hotel Lagorce? 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 Lagorce's courtyard? I'm going to get slaughtered by someone French here, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Archaeologists unearthed a remarkably intact 640-year-old castle hidden beneath a well-known French hotel. The 14th century structure was discovered under the courtyard of Hotel Lagorce in Vannes, France, and has been confirmed as the Chateau de la Hermine, built by John IV the Conqueror during the 1380s. I got a little dyslexic there. 1380s. Excavations conducted throughout the spring and autumn of 2023 left archaeologists stunned by the exceptional state of preservation. The National Institute of Preventative Archaeological Research, or PAR, which if you're shooting for par, you're doing pretty good in golf. So
gotcha.
For archaeology, that's not bad. The excavation revealed little by little the ducal house was 42 meters long and 17 meters wide and was equipped with walls of an exceptional thickness. A ducal house refers to a house inhabited by a duke, which John IV was, directly bordered by a moat. It was flanked to the west of what one can call a square tower. Not bad. Not bad for the guy, I'll tell you that. Multiple staircases were uncovered during the dig, including one in remarkable condition featuring an ornate core and 3 surviving steps. The team also unearthed numerous artifacts reflecting everyday castle life, such as garments, jewelry, coins, padlocks, and cooking vessels. How much do you think they took in treasure?
I know, right?
I don't know. And
they had me at jewels.
Right? Jewels and coins.
Yeah.
But the cooking vessels had to be pure, some sort of pure metal, right?
Yeah. Maybe copper?
Could be.
Oh, yeah.
They added, in addition, archaeologists conducted a deep survey in the moat. From this very wet material, they extracted rich furniture. The humidity of the area is said to have also preserved wooden items and fragments of barrels. You're kind of into antique furniture, aren't you?
I am, very much so.
Think of that. Furniture from the 1380s. A spokesperson explained the homogeneity of the materials used for the construction of the castle and the standardization of the modules show a mastery of the management of the site throughout the operating chain, from the extraction of stone to its implementation. I can imagine the furniture wasn't too comfortable in the 1380s.
Probably not. I don't see them having plush cushions.
Yeah. The construction took place in a single phase, which testifies to the importance of the financial and human resources used. The remains indicate that John IV knew how to surround himself with the best engineers and craftsmen of their time. Back in 2019, the mirror covered how archaeologists unearthed an impressive palace believed to have housed Mayan royalty over a millennium ago. Let me see if I can get to one of the pictures here. It's loading kind of slow because it's the mirror.
So I don't know if I missed it. Have they always known that there was a castle underneath the hotel, or did they just discover it purely accidental?
Only since 2023 did they find it. But this is what they found under the hotel.
Okay.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Very cool. Yeah.
That there's an entire castle under this hotel. Let me show you one more picture here, Mal. This is kind of, there's evidently 5 images here, but here's, as they were digging under the hotel, this is what they found.
Okay.
Isn't that strange?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit weird.
Very cool.
Yeah. So interesting stuff, but they eventually got to it and they dug down deep into it and found a castle from 1380. So, our next story has to do with time. And physicists are suggesting that time may not be a fundamental part of reality. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
If we could just bend time. Despite our lives being dominated by our awareness of the passage of time, we still don't even know what time actually is. This, according to Florian Newcart. This seems like oh boy. You know what? This article seems like it's going to go on for hours and hours and hours now that I look at it. Let me see if I can summarize this real quick. I may post this one too. Florian Newcart says that time feels like the most basic feature of reality. He says seconds tick, days pass, and everything from planetary motion to human memory seems to unfold along a single irreversible direction. He says we're born, we die in exactly that order. We plan our lives around time, measure it obsessively, and experience it as an unbroken flow from past to future. It feels so obvious that time moves forward that questioning it can almost be pointless. And yet, for more than a century, physics has struggled to say what time actually is. That struggle is not philosophical nitpicking. It sits at the heart of some of the deepest problems in science. Modern physics relies on different but equally important frameworks. One is Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity, which describes the gravity and motion of large objects such as planets. Another is quantum mechanics, which rules the microcosms of atoms in particular, and particles rather. And on an even larger scale, the standard model of cosmology describes the birth and evolution of the universe as a whole. All rely on time, yet they treat it in incompatible ways. When physicists try to combine the theories into a single framework, time often behaves in unexpected and troubling ways. Sometimes it stretches, sometimes it slows, sometimes it disappears entirely. It goes into this article, Einstein's theory of relativity, quantum mechanics. The mismatch, he says, becomes acute when physicists try to describe gravity at the quantum level, which is crucial for developing much coveted theory of everything, which links the main fundamental theories. But many attempts to create such a theory, he says, time vanishes as a parameter from the fundamental equations altogether. The universe appears frozen and described by equations that make no reference to change. He says the puzzle is known as the problem of time, and it remains one of the most persistent obstacles to a unified theory of physics. Despite enormous progress in cosmology and particle physics, we still lack a clear explanation of why time flows at all. Which is pretty much a good place for us to leave it here. He does go on in the article to talk about how we record time and how it gets discombobulated, but I think that's better for you to read in the article. I'll go ahead and post it so you can read it for yourself because it's a complicated read. There was an article that I left for last week that I wanted to read this week, and it's about a strange metal from beyond our planet, which was spotted in some ancient treasure.
Okay.
I've always been fascinated by stuff like this. Like, you'll find an ancient treasure and they'll say, but there's a metal in here that we've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And how did it get there?
Right.
Amidst the cache of glittering golden treasures from the Iberian Bronze Age, a pair of corroded objects might be the most precious of all. A dull bracelet and a rusted hollow hemisphere decorated with gold are forged, and researchers have found not out of metal from beneath the ground, but from iron from meteorites that fell from the sky. The discovery, led by now retired head of conservation at the National Archaeological Museum in Spain. It's getting to be that time, Mel.
Mm-hmm.
Salvador Rovira Lorenz was revealed in a paper in 2024 and suggests that metalworking technology and techniques in Iberia were more than 3,000 years ago were far more advanced than we thought. The treasure of Villena, as the cache of 66 mostly gold objects is known, was discovered more than 60 years ago in 1963 in what is now Alicante in Spain, and has since come to be regarded as one of the most important examples of Bronze Age goldsmithing in the Iberian Peninsula, Pennsylvania. Oh my God. Woo, the eyes are crossing. In the Iberian Peninsula and the whole of Europe. It says here, determining the age of the collection has been somewhat difficult thanks to two objects: a small hollow hemisphere thought to be part of a scepter or a sword hilt, and a single torque-like bracelet. So two objects there have this metal in it that throws off the age of everything else. Both have what archaeologists have described as a ferrous appearance. That is, they seem to be made of iron. In the Iberian Peninsula, the Iron Age, they were smelted terrestrial iron began to replace bronze, and it didn't start until around 850 BCE. The problem that the gold materials had been dated to between 1500 and 1200 BCE. So working out where the ferrous-looking artifacts sit in the context of the treasure of Villena has been something of a puzzle. But iron ore from Earth's crust is not the only source of malleable iron. There are a number of pre-Iron Age iron artifacts around the world that were forged from the stuff of meteorites. Perhaps most famous is the meteoritic iron dagger of Pharaoh Tutankhamun. But there are other Bronze Age weapons made of the material, and they were very highly prized. There's a way to tell the difference. Iron from meteorites has a much higher nickel content than iron dug from out of the Earth's ground, which is an interesting way to tell the difference. So there you go. This neatly solves that dilemma, by the way, if you're trying to solve that dilemma between the two. But iron ore from the Earth's crust is not the only source of malleable iron. There's a number of pre-Iron Age iron artifacts around the world that were forged from the stuff of meteorites, as we mentioned. Researchers obtained permission from the Municipal Archaeological Museum of Villena, which houses the collection, to carefully test the two artifacts and determine just how much nickel they contained. They carefully took samples from both artifacts and subjected the materials to mass spectrometry to determine their composition. In spite of the high degree of corrosion, which alters the elemental makeup of the artifact, the results strongly suggest that both the hemisphere and the bracelet were made both from meteoritic iron. This neatly solves the dilemma of how the two artifacts align with the rest of the collection. They were made around the same period, dating back to around 1400 to 1200 BCE. The available data suggests that the cap and bracelet from the treasure of Villena would currently be the first two pieces attributable to meteoritic iron from the Iberian Peninsula. The researchers explain in the paper, which is compatible with the late bronze chronology prior to the beginning of the widespread production of terrestrial iron. Now, because the objects are so badly corroded, the results aren't conclusive, but there are more recent non-invasive techniques that could be applied to the objects to obtain a more detailed set of data that would help cement the findings the team suggests. The findings, by the way, were published in Trabajos de Prehistoria, which, by the way, is on my doorstep every Thursday at 5 a.m.
Gotcha.
In case you were wondering where I got the article from. I didn't. All right, folks, wrapping up today's program. One last story and then our palate cleanser for today. It turns out there's a bit of a fight going on in Australia as teachers are told to tell their kids about dinosaurs on Noah's Ark. This might have been the one part of the Noah's Ark story that eluded you.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the animals were brought two by two.
Yeah, they never mentioned dinosaurs.
Well, no. According to teachers in Queensland, Australia, there were dinosaurs.
Okay.
Concerns have been raised in Queensland over instructions to teach Christian school children to doubt science. The teachings of creationism in school have long been a contentious subject, but in Australia recently, concerns were raised when a Christian science conference informed science teachers from a number of Christian schools that they should teach children some highly questionable material. Those attending the event, which was hosted by U.S.-based fundamentalist group Answers in Genesis, were instructed to tell their students, among other things, that there were vegetarian baby dinosaurs aboard Noah's Ark. During one presentation by Australian geologist Andrew Snelling, they were also told that the radiometric dating technique used to show that fossils are millions of years old is flawed, and that mountain ranges such as the Himalayas were formed during the Great Flood. Figure that one out. In Australia, it's compulsory for children to be taught the approved syllabus. The students need to understand evolution as an explanation for the diversity of life and talk about the scientific evidence that supports the theory, said Professor David Geelan, who's the president of the Science Teachers Association of Queensland. A thoughtful and nuanced teacher at Christian school could say, "In our church, we believe X, but for your assessments, you should demonstrate your understanding of the scientific theory as currently developed. But I'm not sure that always happens." Gillen also expressed concern that Answers in Genesis is pushing science denialism onto children. They say scientists are lying to you, and that very often then forms up with other forms of science denialism, he said. That distrust of science is the main negative. They probably shouldn't be teaching things that directly contradict the syllabus. So just remember, Mallie, the next time you hear Noah's Ark story, that Noah managed to round up vegetarian baby dinosaurs 2 by 2.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yikes.
Yeah. All right. Our palate cleanser for today, if that was enough to make your brain explode.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else that'll make you explode, although from this time it may be from the ass.
Mm.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. A hospital was evacuated after an explosive shell was found lodged in a patient's behind.
Oh, gosh.
The object that had somehow ended up in a very unfortunate place, not fortunate, but unfortunate, had left the man in extreme discomfort. This is no good. There's a few words I don't know how to, again, French words. I don't know what it is with me and French words, but maybe I just won't say the names of the places. And what could be one of the strangest stories we've found in quite some time, reports out of France this week. We're told of a case of a man who went to a hospital in France complaining of significant discomfort caused by a foreign object inserted up his rear end. Keen to help the man, doctors performed a procedure to remove the object, but when they extracted it, they discovered to their horror that it was, in fact, a World War I era artillery shell. Ouch. Yeah. To make matters worse, the shell, which measured 20 centimeters in length, appeared to be unexploded.
Oh, God.
What followed was an evacuation of the building while bomb disposal experts set up a security perimeter so that the device could be properly assessed. Fortunately, it turned out to be inert and did not pose any risk to the public. Questions have since been raised over exactly how the ordinance had ended up in such an unfortunate place and how the man had come to have the shell to begin with. It is thought that he could now face charges for possessing Category A munitions. That's not Category asshole munitions. That's just Category A munitions. Whatever the legal consequences, however, it can't possibly be worse than having the thing lodged inside his posterior. And there you go. Life could be worse, Mallie. You could have a World War I bomb up your ass.
Yes. Or as the French say, derriere.
Yes, derriere. Very good. Very good use of the English-French language. And there you go. That is your palate cleanser for today. With that, what you got going on in your world?
Nothing much, actually. Trying to think. I don't really have anything going on, to be honest. Just gonna... I'm trying to think.
You trying to think? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do some fun stuff. Get it for Valentine's, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well,
so maybe for the kids.
Valentine's is coming up on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So best prepare. I know a few people out there that are like, I don't celebrate that holiday.
Yeah.
It's okay. Love yourself.
Yeah.
It's a Valentine's Day for all.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing like the romantic Hallmark stuff. I just like pink and red. So I'll just do like fun little things for the kids.
Yeah.
It's more about the kids than me.
You know, this is the way I look at it, right? Even when, even on when I was a kid, like my mom would like leave me like little boxes of candy or whatever. You know, there's something you can do for somebody in your life. It doesn't matter who it is, right? You can always express love to somebody or something. Maybe there's a pet in your life that you want to express love to, right? It's just a day of love, right? And I've heard the line, well, I love my family, I love whoever every day in my life. I don't need a day to celebrate it. It's just a day to sell cards or it's a day to sell candy. Yeah, but you know what? Maybe it's just an extra day to remember. Take advantage of the day. Right?
Yeah.
Make an extra effort that day. And maybe there's somebody in your life that you maybe don't pay as much attention to as you should. Maybe this is that day that you pour it on, right? Or maybe this is that day where you step outside yourself and you pay attention to somebody who maybe needs that attention. Maybe you take Valentine's Day to go out into the community and spread some love to somebody who needs it, right? Go help the homeless.
There you go.
Yeah, go help the homeless. Go to a soup kitchen for a day, or go help the elderly. Go to a nursing home. See what you can do there. Go call bingo.
There you go. That would be fun.
Yeah, go call bingo for a night at a nursing home. Do say, go play games at the nursing home with the elderly. Something where it's just, go spread love another way. Go have tea and cookies with the elderly. Something like that. Share stories. Visit. Just another way of spreading love on that day. Doesn't have to be in a sexual way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a way of, just a way of connecting. I don't think we connect. We don't connect as much anymore as a human race.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Plus they raise the prices. I grew up with, my mom always said you should have these items in your house constantly. Art, books, candles, and flowers. So I always have those in my house.
Yep.
But around Valentine's Day, swear to God, the flower prices go up like tenfold. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus. So I always try and get my flowers that week, like a few days in advance. But good God. And I just find it weird when that's the only time that women get flowers is for Valentine's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
You know, and a little tip for you guys out there. I know a lot of guys don't do it, but during the summer, some of the best time to get flowers, farmers markets.
yes, I love farmers markets.
Yeah. And you get some of the best flowers at farmers markets. And they're relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And good
And you're
selection.
helping out people too.
That's right.
The local.
And you're shopping
farmers.
local. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. I found a recipe for strawberry cream cheese. Strawberry cream cheese puppy chow. So I'm going to try and make that.
really? That sounds really good.
Yeah. So I'm going to
Wow.
make that, and hopefully if I have some left over, the kids can bring some to school for their friends. I'll do like little baggies.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I try and do extra when I make brownies and stuff. I always put extra brownies in my kids' lunch boxes so that they can give them to their friends at lunch.
Yeah. Wow.
So I always make extra cookies and stuff for them to give to their friends.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
That way I don't eat them. I do. I do that all the time. I'm like, here you go. So their friends always thank me.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Saturday treats you well. I hope the mister takes you out for a really good meal.
Yeah, he's working.
Well, sometime during the weekend. I hope he takes
That's
you out
okay.
for
It'll be
a really
me and the dogs.
Well,
We're all good.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good weekend.
I hope you have a nice Valentine's.
It'll be me in the basement doing research for the next week. Oh, by the way, boy, do we have some good shows coming up in the next month or so. Speaking of, we kick it all off tomorrow.
All right.
As an old friend stops by, Karen A. Dahlman will be with us tomorrow. And we're going to do a little bit of Ouija work.
Ooh.
Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about the Ouija board going into Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there love on the horizon, according to the Ouija board? So we'll go that direction tomorrow. So we'll check in with Karen A. Dahlman. We haven't checked in with Karen in quite a while. So
Okay.
yeah, we've got that show tomorrow. In future weeks, we'll check in with. We've continued this theme with our shows, where we've checked in with different people from our first year. So we'll continue to do that. We've got a few old friends stopping by
Nice.
in the next few weeks. So that'll be fun. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good month here, Mallie. And then True Crime Tuesday. I can't tell you who, but I had told Mallie before the show, I believe I've snagged one of the biggest fiction writers of all time.
I think this is very cool.
Yeah. So that's just the hint I'll throw down there. One of the biggest fiction writers of all time on this show. And it may be happening within the next 2 weeks. So keep it locked. We'll let you know who exactly. In fact, I may even put out a little promo.
Very nice.
So watch your social media. Social medias.
Social media.
Yeah, social medias.
Social.
So that's coming up here. And yeah, we'll just keep rolling. And again, if you have a guest you want to see, just email me, tim@darknessradio.com. But that'll do it for today, folks. Again, you've got brand new swag in the store that you can pick up if you want to support us here on the show, either True Crime Tuesday or Darkness Radio. Hoodies, T-shirts, mugs. We've got desk mats. We've got sweatpants now.
We do?
Yeah, there's sweatpants. There's rocks classes. There's I'm adding new stuff. I'm going to add women's T-shirts in there, women's shirts.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the other thing I added the other day? There was unusual. I'm adding new unusual items.
Right.
So yeah, there's new fleece pants in the store.
Comfy.
Yeah, comfy. We're getting comfortable. We're getting to
Like
the
it.
point where we're lounging now. So, yeah, there's fleece pants and bucket hats. There's bucket hats now. So, and there is an anniversary bucket hat, a reversible anniversary bucket hat. So you'll see the new anniversary logo in the store. So check that out. It's a reversible bucket hat. So on one side, you've got the anniversary logo, and on the back you've got the Angel Devil microphone. And then when you reverse it, you've got the classic logo and the Angel Devil microphone. So
very nice.
2 hats in one, Mallie.
Right.
Look at that.
You've got quite the assortment.
Telling you, you got all kinds of cool stuff there in the store. So just go to darknessradioshow.com and go to the shop and check it out. It's all there. So, but lots of cool stuff in the store. So check it out and support the show in its 20th year. I think that's it for today. Also, we're working on updating the app, the Apple app. As you know, iOS 26 has updated everyone's phones, which has also made us update our app as well. We'll have a new version for you here coming up sometime during the weekend, we're hoping, maybe even by the beginning of next week. So look out for that. All right, that'll do it for Mallie Fox. I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much for continuing to listen and watch and support us here. Again, check us out on the YouTube channel, The Original Darkness Radio. Check us out at our website as well, darknessradioshow.com. For Mallie Fox, I'm Tim Dennis. We'll see you tomorrow for Karen A. Dahlman right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio.